Hey guys, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Angelisa and on this channel we talk about books. And today I'm going to be doing something kind of fun for me and I hope that you guys find it interesting or fun. I'm going to be showing you guys how I track my books slash show you my virtual bookshelf on Notion. So I use Notion to basically have a virtual inventory of all of my books and whether they're on my TBR, if I've read them, if I've DNF'd them. I'll show you guys a little bit of that in a bit. But first I actually wanted to go through and write down any books that I don't have on there yet because I've been getting a lot of books and kind of just putting them on my shelf and not really remembering to put them on Notion. So I have a feeling that I'm missing a lot of books in my Notion. So today I'm going to grab a piece of paper and have my phone because I have Notion on my phone and we're just going to go through really quick and I'm going to write down some that I don't have in my Notion yet. And then I will show you guys my Notion and at least the bookshelf part of it. If you want a full Notion tour one day, I can give you that, but I really use it mostly for my bookshelf at this point and planning out my YouTube videos. So yeah, and I'm going to provide the link for like where I got the template for it because it was created by someone. I will not take credit for it at all. I've made a few tweaks for it to like suit me, but most of it is a base template that someone else made. So I'm just going to go straight into it. Give me a couple minutes to write down books that I am missing and then I will show you guys on my laptop how I track them. You need to get paper. So many. Oh my gosh. There's more. Okay, this is our list. Some of these I think I might already have on my Notion, but I wanted to make sure because I got it recently. Oh my god, and I just got a package today. One sec, let's open this. Gosh. Oh boy. I'm here. Kingdom of the Feared. Ugh, I hate when it comes like a little damaged. And we have the Poppy War. I've been seeing this everywhere and I'm tired of not having it, so I bought it so I can read it. Yes. Wicked Beauty. What was I even doing? Oh, let's get back into the video. Hi guys, it's a few days later and I totally forgot that I was doing this video. So I'm gonna show you guys right now my Notion. I feel like the best way for me to do this would be to basically show you the order in which a book would make it in my Notion, which would be starting off with my physical TBR. I do have other sections in here that I will show you as like the all-around tour, but we'll start off by like adding a book to my physical TBR. Okay, so this is my Notion. So I'm gonna go down to my physical TBR and show you how I add a book. So this is where my physical TBR starts. I have an all TBR, an ebook TBR where it's just ebooks that I have like downloaded or I bought or whatever on Apple Books. And then I also have a series section where it's just series so I know like which series I have, but we're just gonna go and start with physical TBR. So let's go all the way to the bottom. This loads 100 and then you have to load more. So if you're not like me, 100 would be like fine for a physical TBR, but because I have so many books, I often have to load a few times. You don't have to do this to add a new one. I just wanted to show you like how it looks at the bottom. Let's add a new one. I also have to do Red Rising, that's in there, but that's fine for another day. So we're gonna add the Poppy War because that's the one I have to do. So for full title, I added this feature because I wanted to sort my books by title, but by series, if that makes sense. So when you're doing just like, first it's by author and then by the title. If you're doing it based on the regular title, like it's going to be in alphabetical order of the title, not the order in which it goes in. So for that reason, if you open up Goodreads, this is like kind of how it's written. So we're going to open up the Poppy War on Goodreads. And as you can see at the top, as you can see at the top here, it says the Poppy War 1. So the second book, which is called The Dragon Republic, on here, it's going to be called like, there's going to be the Dragon Republic, and at the top it'll say the Poppy War 2. So I go based off of that, and I will put the Poppy War number 1 so that when I get the next ones, it'll be in order. And then for author, I type in the author name, and if I don't already have it, I will create an author basically, and I always change these to gray because that's just how I like it to look in my whole outline, which you'll see later. And then we add the author name here so that we can sort by the author last name, and I'll show you that after. And if this is a series, we check off series so that we can have that like series list that I was talking about where it filters by just the series. And then for genres, I will usually go onto Goodreads and see what genres it's been tagged as. This has been tagged as fantasy, historical fiction, adult fiction, young adult as well, which is interesting, war, magic. So I'm probably gonna go with definitely fantasy, definitely history. I think I'm gonna say adult fiction for this. I'm surprised that adventure isn't one of them. All right, we're just gonna stick to those 3. And then I also, on Goodreads, will mark it as want to read and tag it as my physical TBR. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's just what I like to do. This is how I track my books. So that's on there. So I've picked my genres. Now I'm gonna do the cover. So I will usually just go to Google. As you can see, this is from when I last did one. The Poppy War book cover. I'll pick the cover that I have, download it, and there it is. So this is how it gets added to my TBR. Once I pick it up, I can add, basically to help track the progress, the total number of pages and then what page I'm currently on, what date I started it, and this little progress thing will automatically calculate based off of the numbers that you enter in here. I did not do this. Some genius made this bookshelf thing, which I will link down below. But yeah, so it does that, and then once you're done, you can rate it. It's on a star rating. I think I'm gonna start adding 0.5. I don't know why I never thought of this before. I can do this myself. I don't have to go based off of what this person did. But I'm gonna add those like another time, but I just realized that I can add. I was like, oh, it only does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I'm like, I can add more. Like, that's what the greatest thing about this is, that you can add more if you'd like. But anyway, I will add that in a bit. And then you also can put in the year it's read, and then there is this hub that I will show you for that year that kind of has like a summary of everything for that year. There's also a section to add notes if you'd like, just any notes about the book that you wanted, quotes as well, and then there's a quotes section, a quotes and notes section, and it'll mark whether or not it's a favorite book if you rate it with the heart. And then you can add like more stuff to here as well. Sometimes I'll add notes about it down here if I'm gonna do a video about it or something. So yeah, so that's how it gets added to your TBR. And now you can see it's not over here because it's actually gone up to the K section here, and you can reposition this so that it like centers it the way that you want it. Just happened to sit really nicely there. But yeah, that's basically how it gets added. Now let's explore the rest of this. So let's say I decide that I want to read a book, or I do my monthly TBR. So usually what I'll do is, we'll just pick this one for an example, is I will switch the status from TBR to next to read. And that will move this up to this little section here that has like my current monthly TBR. And then when I start to read the book, I will put it to reading. And then it'll move here in your reading section. So that's how that works. I'm going to put this back to my TBR because I'm not going to be reading this right now. Other sections in this page, we have a pre-order kind of area, like books that I've pre-ordered, and like if they've been shipped, if I've gotten them, I need to remove some of these because I've already gotten them. Like once it ships, I usually check it off, and then once I've gotten it, I remove it from here. And this is just like for me to keep track of pre-orders because I do pre-order a lot of books, and I find it's better if I just track them so that I'm, you know, not missing any packages. Because when you pre-order books, like you kind of pre-order it and then you forget about it and you never really remember until it comes. And there's been a few times like a pre-order just hasn't shipped, and I've had to like reach out, so this tracker kind of helps. Other sections, I have a to purchase area, which is where I can add books that like I want to buy or that I want to read that I just don't have in my kind of repertoire. I also have a goal section. So for this year, my reading goal is 50 books, and I also made a page goal, which is 20,000. This is that year hub that I was talking about. So really cool is that if you link your book to the year, it'll count how many books you've read this year and the amount of pages based on that total number of pages number that you add. So all of this is coded. Like as you can see, if I open this, it's coded to do something that I do not know how to do. It's literally like whoever coded this is a genius, so good for them. And then these are all of the favorite books that I have. Actually, no, these are all the books that I've read up until here. This is like another page that you can whatever. All the pages, total number of books, and then the favorites. So these are all the books that I have rated as my favorites. But yeah, that's the year hub. It's just like a little short area, and it's more just cute to see it on your little home page here. At least that's my opinion. So let's go further. So we have this little dashboard here. So let's start at the bottom. We have DNF. So this is just, actually, I'm removing this page because I decided that there's a better way to do this. So I'm probably going to get rid of this, but originally I had this on there. I'm going to find a way to like link it to this other table that I have. But we also have yearly archive. So this is where you can find like all the books from past years. So when I downloaded this, the 2021 was already in here. I haven't deleted it because I don't really care, but I started with the 2022 one. So it's here, and then 2023. And then to create a new one, I'm pretty sure I just duplicated the old one or something like that. I'm going to have to remember what I did. And on her website was the 2023 like cover art, so I'm just praying that she keeps doing it and that I can get it from her website from 2024. But that's the yearly archive. And then we have genres. So this is basically like that genre section. If I am interested in, oh my god, that's a lot of romance. So this is not just books that like I have on my TBR, it's also books that I've read. But let's say I want like a mystery book. All of them will be here, and I can pick one. And then if I really, really wanted to, I could filter it by status. So whether or not I've read the book, or if it's on my TBR. And then it will only show me books that are on my TBR. It's just a really cool like little tool to have. Let's go back again. Oops. And then we have that notes and quotes section I was telling you about. So in here, there's little pages for notes. Something I wrote about November 9. Something I wrote about every summer after. just a bunch of notes, and then also like some of my favorite quotes in books. I used to contribute to this a lot more, but I just kind of got busy, so I didn't as much, but it's a section of it that I've liked to use. I don't remember if this was something that like I changed out a little bit. It might have been. And then lastly, we have like the full library. So this can be read so many different ways. So these are all views, what's called a view. So you can add a new view, duplicate a view. Like there's so many things that you can do with this, but basically if I just wanted to list it by each thing, so this is the DNF that I was talking about, was I actually ended up just making it one of these statuses. And if I want to, I can add a view, call it DNF, make it a gallery. The card preview I'm going to put as the cover so that it shows the cover art. And then it's actually going to have a filter on it by status to be DNF. So now the only book that's there is The Vacationers, which I DNF'd, and I will add like everybody is F'd on here too. But back to the views. So you can view it based off of status. You can also view it based off of what you're reading right now, what's on your next up, what's on your TBR, what you've already read, and then this cool like timeline view of what you read, which I thought was really cool, and it just shows like the author name, the rating you gave it, etc., etc. I'm so mad at myself for only now realizing that I could change the stars to have 0.5 and 0.25 and all that. That's okay. But yeah, there's like a cool timeline, which is really awesome. Like, oh my goodness. Your favorites, which is anything that you rated with a heart. So these are all of my favorites. And then a chart view of literally every book in alphabetical order by author last name. So if you go down here, you'll see that they're listed in the order of this rather than this. And it'll have all the genres, and I'm pretty sure, is there any more? The covers in there, the type of book that it is, and whether or not it's part of a series. So you can see there's a lot of TBR on here. And it just kind of keeps on going and going and going and going and going and going and going. Like there's a lot in here. So that is that view, and we have 3 more views in here. So we also have the views by author. I really like this feature just because it's, I don't know, makes everything in like one place. I need to change this cover to like the new cover that I got on Book Outlet in Canada. For whatever reason, she released the book in this weird cover. It's a beautiful cover, but it's just not the cover that like everybody knows it for. So when I saw it on Book Outlet, I got the regular one, or the original one. All the Colleen Hoover books. This also includes ebooks in it, but you can also again filter so it doesn't like, there's just, you can view it any way that you want. And then the last one that I have here is series. So again, this is just series like I had showed you before. But yeah, that's basically how I track my books using Notion and Goodreads. I also use Storygraph. If you watch my monthly wrap-ups, you will know that I do use like Storygraph statistics, and I do like Storygraph because you can do the 0.5, 0.25 rating stuff. I wish Goodreads would kind of like pick up on that, but for the most part, I use it for the stats, and it's a copy of my Goodreads basically. Like, I just love that it has all of these different things. Clearly, I read a lot of romance. I didn't realize I read that much romance. These tags are something that I used to have on Storygraph as well, but I found that it was just way too much to, like, update Storygraph and Goodreads. And because most people follow me on Goodreads, I figured I would keep it mostly updated there and just keep this accurate for stats. So yeah, that's what I found has worked for me. But anyway, guys, let's see if I can show you the person who made this. Is there a link? Yes, Ellie Gons is her name. She is the one who made this. Oh, she has so many cute things as well. The bookshelf template was literally it was life-changing, yes. So I don't even know if I can, where is it? Please, girl, do you have it? Bookshelf on Notion. Ah, yes. There we go. So I'm gonna put this link in my bio so that you guys can go and support her and buy her a coffee, because this is the most amazing, most amazing. It's so cute. And somewhere on here she has like the 2023 cover. Click new page on the yearly archive page and name it 2023. She also has a resources site as well, so that you can like get that. I'm actually gonna bookmark this as well, because thank you, Ellie Gons. You are an absolute gem for making this and making it free to people. Like, thank you. Thank you. Everybody, I don't know what this is, but follow her. I don't know if she has a YouTube. If she does, I'll link it. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm gonna stop recording my screen. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you found this, I don't know, entertaining, helpful. I hope you use her template. It is the best thing ever. People always ask me about it when I tell them about it like in person, and I don't know how to explain it without just showing you. So here it is. Comment down below how you track your books, what you use, if you're going to be using a new method maybe now. But basically, I found that once I started getting a lot of books, it was just so hard to keep track of all of them and just like have in my mind like what I have in my inventory to read. And that's partially my own fault, but we won't talk about that. I collect books. It's part of this deal that I have going on, and I've just found that this makes me happy, and it's a way to kind of like organize it. And yeah, I'm just so thankful that someone out there made this. And you can tweak it to be your own, which is amazing. And I love Notion for that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to see you next time on this channel. And yeah, have a good day or whenever you're watching this. Bye.